of exposure. And these days, I've got two kids playing club soccer, and my daughter's just this is her freshman year of high school, and so it got to be um, this past spring, and I'm on the board of the club, and folks were asking about what college information we could give kids. And we actually have some really good resources in terms of coaches, some ex-college coaches at our club, which was great. Um, but the one thing I kept noticing was that there's just a gap in knowledge. I mean,
Mhm.
we had parents asking the question, "Oh, so if this D3 school does really well, they'll get promoted to D2, right?" And it's like, no, that's not how the
Uh,
NCAA works. That's how your league
uh,
works, but
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah.
how the NCAA works. So I just saw kind of a gap in
Mm,
knowledge and what we were providing as a club, and so I was trying to help fill that. But the other thing was we've got, you know, we're probably a medium-sized club, and we've got some really good players, but we're not MLS Next, we're not
right,
ECNL, so
right, right.
there's opportunities there for those kids to play in college, but they may not play at Florida State, USF, UCF, that kind of stuff. But I know that there's so many opportunities out there, but a lot of these folks just aren't exposed. If you
Yeah,
haven't been around it, you're just not exposed to it. So I thought,
yeah,
okay, well, pre- predominantly with Division 1, Division 2, if you can't talk to a coach before June 15th of your junior year, if you start your process then for those schools, you might be too late if
yeah,
that's when you're
yeah,
starting.
yeah.
So really, how are you supposed to learn about a coach or a school or a program besides just clicking around a website? So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna email guys to see if they'll sit down and talk to me, or email
Hmm.
coaches and see, and especially like the D3 and NAI programs.
Hmm.
There's so many out there that folks have never heard of and they don't exist. And that's kind of where I was as a D2 coach. I mean, I had to sell my program
Hmm.
24/7 to try to
Yeah,
get recruits. So I know there's programs out there who would love extra exposure and
yeah,
to
yeah.
be heard and seen by folks. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to start this podcast and see what happens. And it was an overwhelming response. We're over, well, I think my 100th episode will get launched tomorrow, actually.
Mm,
Uh, and so, and I've got a whole bunch more, ready to go that'll be coming out, and it's all over the place. It's men's, it's women's, it's JUCO through D1,
mhm,
NAI, all of them, right? And just to hear straight from the horse's mouth,
mhm,
and we cover the recruiting side of things, because I think again that's where the biggest knowledge gap is with a lot of folks out there, and also learn about a school, learn about how a coach coaches his team, learn about
mhm,
what other staff are there, what kind of academic stuff is out there, and they're fairly short episodes, 20 to 30 minutes. We try to make them digestible, but still long enough to where you're getting some good information to know, hey,
mhm.
this is a school I want to learn more about, or I've heard enough and it's time to move on
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
next one, whatever the case may be. But it's been really enjoyable, and you know, uh, and it's fun because I've reconnected with some folks that I knew in the past, and I've gotten to talk to the Catholic University men's and women's coaches.
Mhm,
So reconnecting with my alma mater has been fun,
mhm.
and seeing some of the schools doing well in the tournament, at all
Yeah.
levels right now. So it's been nice.